Hey guys, it's Vani from Mrs. Mom's Homeschool, and today I'm going to give you 11 tips to help you prepare for your new homeschool year. First tip I have for you is to clean your classroom. Some of us have homeschool rooms that we have designated just for homeschooling, and some of us do homeschool out of our dining room or living room or all over the house. Wherever your homeschool room is, I'm sure if you have kids that there's toys there, there's things in that room that don't belong. So for us, our room is in our formal living room, which is the first room when you come in the house. So people take off their shoes there, and sometimes that gets a little bit messy. And the kids always have toys in the classroom, which becomes a big distraction during the homeschool year. So I went ahead and tidied up my whole homeschool room, removing all of the toys and all of the things that do not belong in the room, in preparation for our new school year. The second thing to do is to clear out all of your old curriculum. Everything you used in the last school year that you're not going to use anymore, whether it be workbooks, curriculum, worksheets, paper, anything that the child has used in the past year that you're not going to use for the upcoming year, you want to go ahead and store those things wherever you decide to store them. Clear out their work boxes, their desks, and everything, so that you have a brand new classroom basically for your new school year. The third tip I have is to go ahead and purchase all of your new curriculum. This can take time if you don't want to go ahead and spend all that money at one time. Maybe you've been collecting things over the homeschool year. As you get closer to the beginning of your new homeschool year, you'll want to make sure that you have everything you need for every subject. Make sure you have a list of books that you want to buy versus ones that you want to get from the library. Any materials that you're going to need for science or hands-on history projects. Make sure that you have everything that you need for your upcoming year so that you're not struggling when that lesson comes and you have to go to the store, to the Dollar Tree, and get all those things for the science project that you weren't prepared for. Because then you would have to cancel that lesson, and that has happened to us many times. So you want to plan to have all of your school supplies and books and curriculum before you start your fresh year. Next tip is to organize all of that stuff. Have a place where you're going to put all of your papers, all of your print papers, all of your art supplies, your pencils, your erasers. Fill their work boxes with their new curriculum. Stock those bookshelves with your new books and all the things that you're going to need. Make sure you organize it so that you know where everything is. You have everything on hand. The next tip is to write down a vision for your homeschool year. I have never done this before, and I thought that it was a great idea when I did see it on an email that I received. By setting your homeschool vision, this gives you an opportunity to start fresh. Decide, what do you want your homeschool to look like? Maybe you haven't had your homeschool the way that you wanted it last year. Maybe last year things didn't go the way it planned. Maybe it has never been the way it planned. Maybe you are too stuck on curriculum. Maybe you've had life changes or a new baby or something that has stopped you from creating the blissful homeschool experience that you have always wanted. What do your days look like? What does your year look like? Write out your homeschool vision for your homeschool and decide what would make it a great year for you. Next tip would be to write your homeschool goals for your children. And I know a lot of people already do this, but how many of you actually look at those goals throughout the year and make sure that you are following through with those goals? Now, I don't mean like goals like, have your child be able to spell 50 words by the end of the year, or, things like that. Those could be your goals, but what are your other goals for your children? Do you want them to learn to make friends this year? Do you want to get them more involved socially? Do you want your kids to learn to speak up and learn not to be so shy, or maybe develop some public speaking skills? Do you want your children to love learning? Do you want them to enjoy school every day? And if you have your goals down of what you want for your children, you will be able to provide that in your homeschool experience for your kids. Having educational goals, that's going to come with the curriculum. You're teaching them the topics, you're using the curriculum, they're going to achieve those goals anyway. But try to think outside of the box for other goals for your individual children. You may also want to tentatively schedule your entire homeschool year. What is your homeschool schedule going to be like? Are you going to homeschool year round? Are you going to take summers off? Are you going to do Sabbath homeschooling? If you want a video on all the different types of homeschooling, check out the card above on the different types of homeschool schedules. Pick your homeschool schedule and mark your calendars around that. Maybe you have a planner. You want to mark off all the days you're going to have off school, all of the holidays, all of the birthdays, leave some room for sick days, leave a couple of weeks for grace periods. You know, I would book things up to, let's say for me, I'm going to start doing summers off in the homeschool year, and I want to be done by the end of May every month. I want to be able to finish a couple of weeks before May is over, in case somebody gets sick, which somebody always gets sick, or in case something major happens that we have to take a couple of days off. So make sure you're planning for those things. Also plan your field trips. If you want to do a monthly field trip, you can pick any day in the month, put it on your calendar, and of course you can always change the day, but you know that that's the month that you want to go on the field trip to the zoo or the aquarium or any other place. Schedule in special classes. Maybe you have some nature classes that the Preserve Bayou is offering. Maybe you have some library classes that are being offered, maybe some co-op field trips or co-op days. The better you plan, the smoother it will go. My other tip is to watch my playlist on homeschooling tips. There you'll find a lot of answers to commonly asked questions about homeschooling if you're a new homeschooler, or even if you just need a refresher. By the way, if you hear my kids making crazy noises, at least they're out of the room. They're upstairs being weird. So don't mind any extra noises that you hear. What you want to do is plan a weekly schedule and a daily schedule. Now, I don't like the idea of scheduling things from time to time, because an hour at home, that makes me rush with the kids. If I tell them you have this time to complete your math, and they don't get it done on that time, or my toddler, my preschooler is disruptive and I can't help that child. So I don't like the idea of planning a set time, like you have this much time to do your math and this much time to do your writing, because what happens then is, for me personally, I tend to start rushing the kids through and checking my watch and trying to make sure that they get everything done. So I like the block scheduling idea, which I have a video on it here, where you will actually select blocks, like from 9 to 12 you would do this subject, this subject, this subject, and this subject, and that way you have a lot of time to complete all of those subjects, and just set the way that you want your homeschool day to look like. If you don't do that, and you have planned to get a certain amount of curriculum done for the year, you might not get to finish it all if you don't have your days scheduled out right. If you're not waking up at a certain time and finishing by whatever, because you might have other obligations. So you want to make sure that everything that you want to do fits into your day, so that you can feel good about what your kids have finished for the day. If you don't care, then that's you. But for those of you who do care about your kids finishing the curriculum, or at least learning the subjects that they are, maybe getting a good taste for all of the different subjects, then you want to plan a tentative schedule for how your day should look, what time you probably should wake up by, or what time you want to finish, and how many things you can get done in that time frame. You also want to make sure you plan your weekly schedule. You can use this video to help you plan your weekly schedule, which gives you the days that you'll be doing certain subjects and the days that you have off from those subjects. Those are my tips for giving you guys a good head start to have your homeschool year on autopilot. I will post the playlist for all the homeschool tips at the end of this video. Make sure to subscribe and hit the like button, and thank you guys for watching.